that was a bit of a grind. Welcome back to another episode on the LavaCraft SMP server. So we got a lot done. If you look over here, we have this whole island, which was previously a bunch of mycelium. It's now been converted to grass. So our shopping district is now rid of all that terrible grass, which is a good thing. So that was the beginning of this episode. But today I've got some goals. I really want to get a beacon. Last time we fought the Wither, so we're going to work towards getting that beacon. Unfortunately, it requires a lot of materials, particularly some sort of metal or rare object that I don't have. So we're going to build an iron farm. Here we are at my base, and off camera, I've gone and kind of just removed this whole area here. It should give us a nice flat area to build a couple farms or utility things that we need. I also got a couple of villagers in this area to use for our farm. Now, in order to do this, I'm following a tutorial I found on YouTube. I'll link the one I used in the description. We've got this little hole here, getting ready to go, and now we just gotta dig down. Alright, the death chamber down here is deathing, so that's good. Although we do have a little issue here, but that should be okay. Alright, so I pretty much went and built up most of the farm. It's got everything ready for our villagers, and everything's set to go. So now we gotta get our villagers. Luckily, I've already gone ahead and gotten them. They're just down here, where I've been breeding them up to make things easier. So in order to do this, let's get a workstation and hope one comes out for it. Thank you. You will be our first test subject. There we go. Now, what I'll do say something like that and see what happens. Let's open our hitboxes and alright, so we have our first set of villagers set up, and it's spawning iron golems. Everything seems to be working at partial efficiency. We're not going to get the full speed of this because we don't have enough villagers. So I'm going to AFK over here. We're going to let some villagers grow up, and we're going to let the farm run, which means that eventually we'll get enough iron to do what we need to do. So I AFK'd for quite a while, and the farm is almost done. If we look down here, we have 3 villagers and all these with zombies, except for this panel, which has 2 villagers and an empty boat. So what do we need to do? Well, for one, we have a zombie right here, ready to go, and we just need to get our last villager. So I've been breeding up the villagers, and coming down into our little hole, we have our last villager and a couple to spare. So let's place down a composter and press this button a few times until a villager comes out. Okay, we come out, press the composter, and we spam the button a few times. There we go. We break the composter, walk it to about here, wait for the villager. Villager takes the job. Walk a little further, place the composter, and wait for the villager to follow. There we go. Villager takes the job. And we'll do one more over here. And I'll get a boat in the other hand. There we go. For the last one, we'll place it right in front and place the villager. There we go. So then, what I've been doing is going right here, just kind of nudging myself in the corner, getting an axe, breaking it, and there goes the villagers. Now that this is done, I have this little temporary wall here that can go down. We'll place some dirt over this so the villagers are safe, and we'll get that into its right shape. Now all we have to do is wait for that to set. And then we'll be able to let our zombie in. To prepare for this, we can open up these trapdoors and place a little wall. Alright, it is now nighttime, so let's get this zombie out. Ow. I do have thorns, so I don't want them to hit me too much. Let's come right here. Perfect. Pick that up and wait. Looks like everything's in place, so our farm should be complete. Awesome, our iron golem farm is totally working now, and that's great. So we have iron golems who spawn, they go in here, and they go right down into the lava, and we get their items, which is great. Just what we needed. So that's gonna get us very close to our next goal. So I went and grabbed the iron that was in here, and this should be enough to make what we're planning on making. For this little project and a couple future ones, we're gonna need some sand. So let's start digging. There we go, that should do. We need some obsidian. So let's go to the end. Into the wonky portal. So these towers have tons of obsidian, more than anyone really needs, and if we ever need more, we just respawn the Ender Dragon. So I have no problem just taking some from these towers. And while we're in the end, I'd like to heal up some of my tools. So let's head to the Ender. This farm is a little sketchy, but it does work. There we go. And now we head back to the overworld. And let's sleep. Awesome. Now we can head down here, and hopefully we have enough glass. Yes, we do. And we're missing one last thing. Since we fought the Wither last time as a redemption, we need to do something with this nether star. So, beacon. We now have one. Okay, so with this beacon, we can fully build it. Now let's see, where would we like to do this? How about just to show it off, we'll do it right over here. Oh yeah. And now, let's give ourselves something that we can mess with. Sure, how about speed and regeneration? That feels nice. That feels very nice. And you might ask, why would I go for a beacon so quickly? Well, to be honest, this season is very limited for me. I joined very, very late into the game, and we only have about a month left of this season. So I wanted to get all of the basics done as quickly as possible, which means I'm using a lot of diamonds and other materials. So I want to get them as quickly as possible so I can get my goals met. That's also why we made our goals over here relatively simple for this season. And looking back at some of these goals, this one needs a little bit more work, but it definitely is possible. This one, we can definitely say, is done, if I can type. And in terms of the other stuff, we're gonna have to figure out something. But the beacon will make this a lot faster. On this island, over here at 0, And that's nice and all, and that means that when everyone started, they built their starter bases around this island. And I didn't really get a chance to do that. I'm very far away. So I would like to have a build somewhere near here. I was chatting with a few members of the server, and they have their bases over here. This is Dyson, this is someone else, and this is Lava Starter Base. Now, I would like to build on one of these islands and have a little area for myself. I would like to use this island, perhaps, but I need to talk to Dyson to see if it's okay to use that. But I also have the ability to use this island, from what I've been told. So it would be nice to kind of decorate this in the way that I want to and style it as I need. So in order to do that, there's going to be a lot of work that needs to come in. And that will be our focus for parts of the next few episodes. So we'll do a little work here and there on this project, and we'll come in and out of it and do things as we please. In order to reach this long-term goal of having this nice decorated island, I'd like to start off by disassembling some of what's here and getting it to a workable starting state. So, cue the time lapse. And with that, that is all the time we have left for this episode. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like. If you loved it, be sure to give it a subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.